Thank you, Simon. Archbishop Roger Herf, Bishop Tom Wilmont, Chairman of Parkerville Children and Youth Care, Mr George Jones, Chairman of our Investment and Finance Committee, Minister Robin McSweeney, Minister for Child Protection and Community Services, Michelle Scott, Commissioner for Children and Young People, invited guest speakers, Mr David Wirapunda, Mr Guy McKenna, board members, staff, welcome to the 6th Annual Sports Charity Lunch. The theme for this year's lunch is Open Your Eyes, Open Your Ears, Listen to a Child's Story. In the past 6 years, I've described to you, our supporters, the stories of some of the children we care for and treat. These stories need to be told. But this year, I'm going to leave the description to one of the children, now an adult, and you will hear her story shortly. And hopefully, you will be moved and inspired by her courage, resilience, and hope for the future. Jade is a young woman who was repeatedly sexually abused as a child by her stepfather, who is now serving a prison sentence. Please cast your eyes to the screen and your ear to hear Jade's story.
My name is Jade. I'm a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. My dad is currently serving a 6-year sentence for the sexual abuse. I was 6 years old when my dad first touched me. People find it hard to hear the details of sexual abuse, but I can assure you it's been very hard telling my story. Fathers are supposed to protect their children. I didn't realise that what he was doing was wrong. I was 15 when I realised that what he was doing wasn't okay, that he was sexually abusing me. And I remember that day, and I remember how devastated I was that this wasn't supposed to be happening, that this didn't happen to other fathers and daughters. And I remember telling my mum and how upset she was that she hadn't seen the signs, but it wasn't her fault. I mean, I hadn't said anything to her, and my dad was so good at hiding it. And then I had to go down to the police station. I had to make a statement. I had to go to PMH for a physical examination. I then had to give another interview, which was videoed. And in the end, I had to give my story to 7 different people. And then I stopped going to school. I fell into depression. I cried all the time. And my doctor at the time referred me to a psychologist who was at Parkerville Children and Youth Care. And she helped me work through all my the images I would have and my depression. And when the time came and I had to stand in court and give my story, the defence lawyer kept asking me had I made the story up, and that he said he thought I was lying. And my psychologist had prepared me for that, and I was able to stand up there and give my story and tell the truth of what happened. I felt responsible for breaking up my family. My siblings had lost their dad. My mum had lost her husband. I'd lost my dad. And I've just gotten married. I have 1 year left of an apprenticeship. I'm a chef and I work in a restaurant, which I love. Every Sunday I still see my family, my mum and my siblings for dinner. And I can honestly say I feel that because of Parkerville, I was able to overcome my thoughts, my negative thoughts, my depression, and I am where I am today because of what they have done for me.